I gave a talk about 2.5 years ago for the Women in Business Network, thanks to Siobhan Fitzpatrick. And I talked about the money archetypes there. And then it was Anne's friend that attended and talked to her about it. And when she heard about the money archetypes and the money work that I do, she really immediately resonated with her. And she felt very, that it was time to do this work. So, Anne, I just want to ask you what resonated for you about the work?
I think when and it was our mutual friend Liz Barron who had introduced me to you, Karen. I think what it was I realized that I was in a relationship with money, and I was very aware that how I was thinking about money was holding me back, and that I wasn't putting a value on the work that I was doing, either kind of professionally or creatively. And so when I realized that there were different ways in which we relate with money, and that's what the 8 archetypes are, I thought, this really does feel like the right time for me in my life to look at how I'm relating with money, and because I was looking to start my own business, and I knew that I wouldn't be able to confidently step out into the marketplace if I wasn't comfortable with this very essential part of what it means to run a business. And so, yeah, so it was very much a case of I heard the right information at the right time. And so, as you know, I signed up and I did the money archetypes, and then I signed up for a full program with you, Karen. And it really transformed how I related to money, but also it really allowed me to kind of dig into the value that I was putting in myself. And I can honestly say, 6 months into the program, there was just this growing sense of power coming into my conversations with myself around what I could do with the business, and how I could I suppose convert the passions and that I have in life into a model for actually generating income and being able to really live the kind of life that I wanted to live.
Thanks, Anne. That's beautiful. I'm just wondering what was it about pricing yourself and putting value on yourself and your business? What was stopping you from doing that?
Well, one thing I think was being uncomfortable talking about money was one thing. And the other was I hadn't really sat down kind of practically and said, what do these years of experience, what do these areas of expertise, what is the value that I'll put on them first? So even before you go out into the marketplace and look at what that market price may be, having that conversation, for me, having that conversation with myself that said, what is the value that I'm putting on who I am and what I bring to the table? And so as much time as we spent on my relationship with money, we also spent a lot of time in those sessions on the value that I was putting on myself. And I know there's a lot of different ways that value can be given, and I recognize that too, is that because, once I knew how I was relating with money, I recognized there was lots of other ways from which I can get and acknowledge the value that I'm getting. So I think that was it, Karen. It was those conversations around, here's the value that I'm putting on my work. Now I can confidently go out into the marketplace and say, I think this is what I'm worth. And then from a business point of view, you've got to look at that and say, okay, is the market ready for that? But we also know, of course, is that often we need to say what we're worth. And then if we say it with enough confidence and give very good reasons why it's value for money, then actually the market says, yes, I'm happy to do that. And that has been my experience since.